Welcome each and every one of you to episode number one of my run through Resident Evil 4. So, a few things I want to say before I start. First of all, I'm going to play in the normal difficulty as the highest difficulty isn't unlocked yet. The second thing is this is one of my easily one of my favorite games of all time. I have played this game, like I played through this game at least 20 times. A few times on the hardest difficulty, a few times on normal, on different platforms. So this is the first time I'm going to play it on the PlayStation 4. And last thing I want to say is that I am sorry if the sound isn't too good, like mixed up. Like, it could be that the effects of the game are way too loud. I want to apologize for that. The reason for that is you can't change the sound settings while you're in the game. Like, you can't change it. Not only while you're in the game, you can change it. I think there's a way to change it, like when you're playing it on the PC, or when you get it into the files, and then you can turn down the volume of the sound files. But I can't do that on the PlayStation. So we have to live with it. And I'm a little bit sorry for that. So let's start. Now you witness, or at least you witness a total of 4 cutscenes and 1 dialogue before we can play. So let's just start.
Resident Evil 4.
"1998. I'll never forget it. It was the year when those grisly murders occurred in the Arklay Mountains. Soon after, the news was out to the whole world, revealing that it was the fault of a secret viral experiment conducted by the international pharmaceutical enterprise, Umbrella. The virus broke out in a nearby mountain community, Raccoon City, and hit the peaceful little town with a devastating blow crippling its very foundation. Not taking any chances, the President of the United States ordered a contingency plan to sterilize Raccoon City. With the whole affair gone public, the United States government issued an indefinite suspension of business decree to Umbrella. Soon its stock prices crashed, and for all intents and purposes, Umbrella was finished. "6 years have passed since that horrendous incident. I received special training via a secret organization working under the direct control of the president. I was to assume the responsibility of protecting the new president's family.
Cornel, why am I the one who always gets the short end of the stick?
You, who are you really? Come on and tell us. You are a long way from home, cowboy. You have my sympathies.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice. Anyway, you know what this is all about. My assignment is to search for the president's missing daughter.
What? All by yourself?
I'm sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.
Oh, you crazy American. It's a direct order from the chief himself. I tell you, it's no picnic.
I'm counting on you guys. It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted. That's the ultimate reason I'm in this lonely and rural part of Europe. According to our intelligence, there's reliable information about a sighting of a girl that looks very similar to the president's daughter. Apparently, she's being withheld by some unidentified group of people. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission?
freezing. So cold all of a sudden. Must be my imagination. Sorry it took so long.
Just up ahead is the village.
I'll go and have a look around.
Yeah, we'll stay and watch that car. Don't want to get any parking tickets.
Right. Parking tickets.
Good luck.
Jeez. Who are these guys?
Did you say something?
Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this mission.
Loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older. So the subject's name's Ashley Graham, right?
That's right. She's the daughter of the president. So try to behave yourself, okay?
Whoever this group is, they sure picked the wrong girl to kidnap.
I'll try to find some more information on my end as well.
Good. Talk to you later. Leon out.
So, that were the 4 cutscenes and the dialogue. As you can see, the same as basically a third-person shooter. Pretty old-fashioned as well, as you can't shoot while you're running. So it's still got a little bit vibes of the older Resident Evil games, but it's a little bit more action-packed, which is the reason why a lot of people don't like it, because it was the first game that changed the playstyle to a little bit more action-focused. So another cutscene we'll play now.
Excuse me. Sir? I was wondering if you might recognize a girl in this photograph?
¿Qué carajo estás haciendo aquí? ¡Lárgate, cabrón!
Sorry to have bothered you.
Freeze! I said freeze!
Shit.
Is everything okay?
There was a hostile local. I had no choice but to neutralize him. There are still others surrounding the area.
Get out of there and head toward the village. Take whatever measures necessary to save the subject.
Understood.
So, the controls can seem a little bit clunky first time you play this game. Let's check this out. Just a little grasp of what's going to await us in the later sections of the game. Up here you can find a little bit of pistol ammunition. Ammunition is a big theme of the game. I won't lie, you most likely won't see me like suffer with it. So, and you might have noticed already that you can do like close combat special moves. You can do them if your enemies are staggered in a specific way. There are like some bigger enemies where you can do some kind of finishing moves or like special moves that deal a lot of damage if you manage to stagger them in a specific way. Let's free that dog before I talk any further. This dog is actually pretty funny because you don't have to help him. You can even try to shoot him, then he runs away from you. But if you just rescue him, what like most of the people would do, he's a little help in the later section of the game. At one of the first bosses. Yeah, you shoot by pressing the L2 button, then you pull out the gun, then you can aim with the right analog stick, and you shoot by pressing R2. And it's exactly the same with the knife, but that you have to press L1 instead of L2 to aim with the knife. You actually can also hit your enemies with the knife at the head, and then also can do a special move. So actually, if you play this game first time, or if you play it kind of recklessly with the ammunition, you will find you in a spot where you run out of it. Like most of the times, not completely, but you get a lot of different weapons throughout the game, and obviously every kind of weapon is best suited for a specific situation, and like the pistol is most of the times one of the weakest weapons, but you find the most ammunition for it. So in the later sections of the game, you usually will want to use other weapons than just the pistol. So you can actually hit that guy while he's in there. I think I'm not at the right angle right now. Yeah, there we go. And you also can, if you're fast, and I wasn't fast enough, run in here after shooting him in the face through the window, and then you can still kick him. But I wasn't fast enough. I tried it, but well, whatever. You see, we get also money. Found a lot of money. By the way, I reload by aiming with L2 and then pressing the X button. So, another dialogue.
Leon, how you holding up?
Bad question, Hunnigan.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sending you a playing manual. Hope you find it useful.
I'll take a look at it, thanks.
So, usually, basically the game consists of two different things you have to do. The two things are like playing the action sections. Right there we can see one of the police officers that were us off in the car. This village is like the next part where we play. There are also two ways how to complete this. There will be a lot of enemies that are hostile, and you can just run through the village and fight them, or you go into the big building in the middle of the village, and then you have a little siege, and that's actually the first kind of tutorial for that. Oh, I accidentally shot. I'm still not that used to this to the controls to up. So Yeah, this game kind of teaches you with this part of the game, or can teach you if you realize how this place works. I'm dead? No, I'm not. Now I'm gonna heal up real quick. I want that money, and now I can run out. So, this game teaches you that it's easier to deal with a lot of enemies at the same time when you're in a building that you can play out a siege. Like you can barricade the windows by pushing parts of the furniture in before it, so they take longer to be able to break through the windows. And they can come from every side. So now the siege starts. But in addition, now there are more enemies. There come a little bit more, and one special one you will see every moment. There he is.
Chainsaw.
So chainsaw guys in this game basically one-shot you. If he is able to hit you, you are dead. One shot, straight up. So I want to have a little bit of time. I'm not really interested in playing out a siege right here, because there's like one spot I like way more to get through this place. But you will wanna get in here first, because the chainsaw guy always drops you a little bit a treasure that you can sell later on in the game. Eventually, so, the place I usually want to go is here. The reason for that is pretty simple. If you stay a little bit closer to the corner, the only enemies that can hit you with range attacks are the ones who stay there. Right now the chainsaw guy comes. He does not only take less damage than the other characters. He also is able. You need more than one shot to his head, so that he gets staggered. But with the shotgun, one shot and he lies on the ground. So, yeah, when you stay here, it's pretty good, because enemies can only come from this one direction. And the only ranged enemies that can hit you are the ones who are right on your right side, so you also can see them and shoot at them. So, right now I'm going to use a grenade to save some ammo. So at some point, if you hit enough of those, if you kill enough of those enemies, a new wave, like reinforcement, will come out and try to get you. Always try to keep. You also can shoot projectiles. Some projectiles, not all of them. Okay, the chainsaw guy is dead. So now we can keep using this weapon again. So he dropped us, I think it was 5,000. I didn't pay too much attention to it. It's a little bit of a theme in the Resident. Okay, now I survived long enough. Enemies will despawn now.
Lord
Where's everyone going? Bingo? Hunnigan, I have some bad news. I've confirmed the body of an officer. Something's happened to the people here.
Leon, you need to get out of there. Look for a tower and follow the trail near it.
Got it.
So before I look for the tower, well, I already know where the tower is, but yeah, now we have the second part. I talked about two parts. The first part are the action segments, like that we just witnessed, and then you have this like discovering theme, so that you can just take a look around and collect stuff while no enemies are close to you to harm you. So we have now plenty of time to do that. You can run around and look around and collect stuff. I know most of the places where stuff lies. Okay, at this place later on in the game will lie something. Yeah, and I also collected a little bit of the stuff while the fight was going on. Later on in the game there will be a interesting mix-up of those two sections in which you at some point most of the time have to discover stuff while you have to fight. So there's a little note, I'm going to read it out loud. Allied Order. Recently, there has been information that a United States government agent is here investigating the village. Do not let this American agent get in contact with the prisoner. For those of you not yet informed, the prisoner is being held in an old house beyond the farm. We will transfer the prisoner to a more secure location in the valley when we are ready. The prisoner is to stay there until further notice. Meanwhile, do not let the American agent near the prisoner. We do not know how the American government found out about the village, but we are investigating. However, I feel that this intrusion at this particular time is not just a coincidence. I sense the third party other than the United States government involved here. My fellow men, stay alert. Chief Beatrice Mendes. So, Mendes, the guy who wrote this letter, is a more or less important character throughout the game. At least for the first section, he's pretty important. Yeah, you will see him very soon. Going into the next area. So, here's a little bit of a funny minigame, but I think I'm going to talk about that in the next episode. You see this like the next section where we have to fight a little bit. And here we have a typewriter. And these are used for saving the game. That's in Resident Evil 4, like in the older ones. So we managed to beat the tutorial level, and we talked a little bit about the game. So I think I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Oh, wait a moment. I'm going to show you how you can how you save your games in Resident Evil 4. So you use the typewriters and then you create files, and it also counts how often you save through the game. So usually you will want to get the counter as low as possible. I usually save less than I will do at this one because yeah, I'm going to save at the end of all episodes, I think. So bye.